The Galactic Assembly had gathered again. A grand auditorium shaped like a rotating spiral of crystalline light hung in the void above the neutral planet Archon 7. Thousands of delegates from hundreds of civilizations had arrived to decide Earth's fate. And none of them feared the humans. "The Terrans lack a space fleet," rasped High Coordinator HFY of the Krothek Dominion, addressing the crowd. "They only have orbital defense satellites and minor planetary engines. Their refusal to submit to the Pax Galacticum is foolish and laughable." Ripples of condescending laughter echoed through the chamber. The humans, primitive and unpredictable, had been a curiosity for decades. Newcomers who had stubbornly refused to share their jump drive technology or accept protection under any galactic pact. The Krothek, one of the core empires of the galaxy, now saw fit to forcibly annex Earth. All eyes turned to the solitary human in the room, Ambassador Mace Rendell. Clad in a sharp black suit with a silver lapel pin of Earth's symbol. He stood from his seat slowly, gaze steady. "We have no fleet visible to your sensors," Mace said calmly, his voice like cold iron. "That is true," HFY hissed in smug triumph. "But what you see is never all there is." Middle. 6 hours later, the Krothek Dominion began their assault. A fleet of 3,000 warships, everything from armored dreadnoughts to fighter hives, appeared in orbit above Earth, shimmering into reality through phased warp. The Krothek expected surrender within minutes. But Earth didn't respond. No missiles. No fleets. No sign of defense. Krothek commanders laughed and began broadcasting threats. "Submit or be shattered." On Earth, citizens huddled underground. The skies above were unnaturally calm. On the moon's far side, however, something ancient stirred. Buried beneath the gray dust, a construct the size of a city hummed to life. The facility had no official name, only codename Dark Gate. It had been Earth's most guarded secret, hidden for over 70 years. Mace Rendell, now returned to a secure bunker deep beneath the Andes Mountains, keyed in the final authorization code. Authorization granted. Dark Gate initiating. The lunar surface ruptured. Gleaming black panels unfolded like the petals of a titanium flower, revealing a massive ring-shaped gateway forged in human-forged dark matter alloy. Ancient symbols flickered across its edge, Newtonian glyphs, quantum lattice equations, and strange alien runes humanity had adapted from scavenged derelict ships. Then, the void inside the gate turned liquid black. And Earth's true fleet began to arrive. The first vessel through was the Devourer of Silence, an experimental human dreadnought over 20 kilometers long. Black as obsidian, built with hulls woven from neutron star filament and equipped with pulse cannons powerful enough to crack moons. It didn't hum. It didn't roar. It simply existed, absorbing light around it like a hole in reality. Dozens more followed. Carrier ships that could launch thousands of drone fighters. Ghost frigates cloaked so heavily that even human sensors struggled to keep track of them. Artificial intelligence-controlled battleships with sentient onboard minds. Warlike, loyal only to Earth's defense codes. The Krothek fleet didn't react at first. They didn't believe what they were seeing. Until the Devourer of Silence opened fire. The lead Krothek dreadnought, Canis Vox Ultima, was cleaved in half by a particle lance so hot it temporarily destabilized the orbit of its own crew. Panic erupted. Where were these ships hiding? The Krothek admiral screeched. Mace's voice crackled through the open galactic channel. Beyond your reach. Behind what we call the Dark Gate. A slip-tethered gateway network outside normal space. We built it. We kept it quiet. Because Earth doesn't start wars. He paused. But we finish them. Transformation. The battle that followed was brutal and efficient. The Krothek ships, designed for large-scale frontal assaults, were caught off guard by the stealth and precision of the Terran fleet. Human ships didn't dogfight. They erased targets with coordinated quantum strikes, bending space to warp kinetic kill missiles into shields' blind spots. Earth's fleet moved like a predator pack, fast, intelligent, and utterly merciless. Within 20 minutes, half of the Krothek armada had been disabled or destroyed. But Earth wasn't only showing off brute force. In one sector, Krothek ships attempted to retreat, only to find their warp drives hijacked by Terran code injection missiles. The Krothek, so confident in their unbreakable software systems, were horrified to discover that Earth's AI had cracked their encryption mid-battle. "We told you not to provoke us," Mace's voice echoed again. "You assumed we were weak because we didn't bark." One by one, the remaining Krothek ships fled. The few that didn't were captured. Not killed. Captured, their crews detained, treated medically, and then transmitted back to their empire with a warning. Earth is not prey. Earth is the storm. Ending. A week later, the Galactic Assembly reconvened in stunned silence. HFY had not returned. His last transmission was a strangled scream before his ship was vaporized by a graviton torpedo. This time, Ambassador Mace didn't stand alone. Behind him stood a holographic representation of Admiral Gotu, a woman with half her face replaced by gleaming cybernetics, and Arya, Earth's most advanced sentient war AI, whose floating form glowed like a digital goddess. Mace let the silence stretch before he spoke. "Let me be clear," he said. "Humanity has no desire for conquest. We don't want your territory, your tribute, or your obedience. We only ask for peace. But we will never beg for it." He pointed skyward, and the hologram shifted to a map of the Dark Gate, a portal network branching out not only from Earth, but to points far beyond the known galactic maps. "You assumed we had no fleet," he said. "But our people explored long before we announced ourselves. We colonized worlds you don't even have names for. And when the time came, we built a fleet not to boast, but to be ready. Earth remembers its past. The wars. The betrayals. We said, never again." The council fell silent. No one mocked Earth now. In the following weeks, dozens of smaller species, long bullied or coerced by dominant empires like the Krothek, approached Earth for alliance. Humanity accepted, carefully but compassionately. The balance of power shifted. The galaxy learned a new kind of respect, not born from intimidation, but from the understanding that beneath humanity's quiet watchfulness was a will of steel and the tools to defend it. And the Dark Gate remained open. Not as a threat, but as a promise. "You are safe here. But do not mistake our silence for surrender. Do not mistake Earth's calm skies for a lack of thunder."